Hi guys, I'm going to do one or two examples for the polynomial long division level 4 on Deltamath. So we're going to take this polynomial and it is being divided by this trinomial. For these examples or this section, you are going to have a remainder or you may not have a remainder. It depends. All right. So just make sure that you are keeping yourself organized. You need to write this down. All right. Give yourself as much space. Don't cram it. Okay, and next, make sure that your signs, that's where most of the mistakes are going to come from. So you're either going to use different colored pencil so that you can see where the changes are, or you can use the erase and replace option. All right, so I'll show you what I mean by that. Okay, so let's go ahead and set this up. So our divisor is that 3 term, so that trinomial 3x squared minus x plus 7 is our divisor. Our dividend is going to be what's given to us. That's the first part that's given to us. So that is the 9x to the 4th minus 18x to the 3rd plus 14x squared. Minus 29x minus 19. Whew. All right, and then really what we're looking for, the answer, is what we call the quotient, and that's why you'll notice that a lot of this will tell you it's q of x because it's your quotient. You're looking for the quotient or the answer. All right, so here's the trick. You want to ignore everything that isn't the first of your divisor. So really you only care about the first term of your divisor and how you're going to get that term to equal what's inside of your dividend. All right, so this negative x plus 7, you're going to ignore them. All right, so 3x squared, what are you going to multiply to 3x squared to equal 9x to the 4th power? Well, 3 times 3 equals 9. Good. X squared times x squared, because you add the exponents, will give you x to the 4th power. You want them to be the same sign, because remember, when you do long division, you're subtracting that term, so that's where your signs are going to flip. All right, so you want them to be the same sign as whatever your dividend is showing. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and erase this part right here because we don't need that box. All right, so you're going to get 9x to the 4th. This is where we can't ignore the rest of the trinomial. So 3x squared times negative x. We're just distributing, so negative 3x to the 3rd. And then 3x squared times 7. That's going to give us a positive 21x squared. All right, so we're going to go ahead and make our line. Again, this is where we're going to take that and we're going to subtract that whole polynomial that we just made, or that trinomial, and we're going to subtract it. So that means that our signs are going to flip. So again, if you use a different color, you just put it on top. So this negative is really positive. This positive really becomes negative. So that would be in a different color. All right, you'll notice you'll see more signs. That means it's going to look a little crowded. So the different color will pop out more, and hopefully that's what you'll see. All right, my method, because I can't do different colors on here, is going to be the erase and replace part. All right, so I'm just going to put the signs of what it really should be. So this is going to be a negative 9. So I'm not even going to add anything. I'm just going to incorporate this negative, and I'm just going to make it bigger. So it says negative 9x to the 4th. This positive, this becomes negative. So I'm going to go ahead and erase and replace with a negative. If you make it bolder, or if you make your signs a little bit darker, then you can see that you actually replaced it. All right, so at least this way you can tell yourself that, oh, I did do that. Okay, and then add straight down. So this cancels out. Of course, that's what we want. Negative 18 plus 3 is going to be negative 15. X to the 3rd stays the same. 14 minus 21, so that is going to be a negative 7x squared, and then these two terms that we did not use just comes down, all right? Okay, so again, we want the first term of our divisor to equal the first term of your dividend. Now, 3 times what will give you negative 15? Well, negative 5 will give us negative 15. X squared times what will give you x to the third? Just a regular x. Your degrees, all right? Your degrees should be going lower, all right? So if you notice that your degrees of your exponents are going higher or they're bouncing, that means you have to go back and double check your work, all right? If your dividend is given to you in standard form, your quotient will also automatically be in standard form. All right, so let's go ahead. Negative 15x cubed, negative 5 times negative 1, that gives us a positive 5x squared. Negative 5 times 7, that gives us a negative 35, and then the x just comes along for the right. Here's my parentheses, here is my minus sign, and again, go ahead and change your signs. So here I'll make this into a big plus sign. Here I have to erase and replace, so that's a negative. Here I can just make this into a plus sign. All right, so obviously the first terms cancel out. Here we have a negative 12x squared. Here we have a positive 6x, and the negative 19 just comes down for the ride. All right, and then last but not least, 3 times what will give us a negative 12? Well, that gives us negative 4. So negative 12x squared. Negative 4 times negative 1 will give us a positive 4x. Right, and then negative 4 times positive 7 will give us a negative 28. All right, again, switch signs. Here's a negative. You can erase or replace. I'm just gonna go ahead and make this a big positive. This I'm going to erase and replace with a negative sign. This one I'm just gonna replace with a positive. So the first term should cancel out, which is what we want. We have 2x over here, and then negative 19 plus 28, so that we are going to have a positive 9. Ooh, let's make sure that's a positive 9. All right, so our answer is going to be 3x squared minus 5x minus 4 plus, all right, when we write this in there, so that we can use the division part, we're going to make this remainder put in parentheses, so 2x plus 9, and then divide that by our divisor, which is 3x squared minus x plus 7. All right, so if you're using your laptop keyboard, instead of using the actual keyboard from Deltamath, in order to get your exponents, you're just going to hold shift and the number 6. That's where you're going to get your caret. All right, if you don't want to do that, then go ahead and use the keyboard from Deltamath. All right, 3x shift number 6 will give us our exponent. Make sure you press the right arrow in order to go back to the regular line. Minus 5x minus 4, all right, plus parentheses 2x plus 9, close parentheses, and you want to use the forward dash sign. That's the one that has your question mark. You want the forward dash sign, so that's that button that you want to press, okay, when you get to the denominator section right here. All right, so 3x squared minus x plus 7. Go ahead and press submit, press yes, and there we go. All right, you want to put your remainder in parentheses because then you can't put the whole divisor under that that binomial that you have as your remainder. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and do one more problem. I'm gonna go a little bit faster this time. All right, so you guys can just follow along. I'll do a little bit less talking and just go straight to the point. All right, go ahead and add one more. Make this bigger. Okay, so here, x squared minus x minus 2 is our divisor. Dividend 4x4 minus x cubed minus 15x squared plus 6x plus 7. All right, so x squared times what will give you 4x to the 4th? 4x squared will. Multiply that out. Negative 4x to the 3rd, negative 8x squared, right? Parentheses, minus sign, erase or replace. So this is becoming negative, positive, positive. This cancels out. This is going to be 3x cubed, right? And then here we have negative 15 plus 8, so that's going to give us a negative 7x squared. And what we didn't use, we're just going to bring down. All right. X squared times what will give us 3x cubed? Well, 3 times 1 will give us 3, so we need a positive 3. Remember, same signs. X squared times x will give us x cubed, so really adding 3x. So here, 3x cubed. All right, 3x times negative x will give us a negative 3x squared. 3x times negative 2, negative 6x. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and take that. Minus, all right, I'm just going to bring that minus sign across, replace this, and replace this. So these cancel out. I get 4x plus 12x, and bring down this 7. All right, so here is going to be a negative 4. Negative 4 times x squared will give us a negative 4x squared. Negative 4 times negative x will give us a positive 4x. And negative 4 times negative 2, positive 8. All right, parentheses, minus. Replace these signs, make this into a big positive sign. I'm going to go ahead and erase and replace this to a negative. Same for this one, erase, replace. All right, so this term cancels. This we have 8x, and this one we have negative 1, and that is our remainder. So our answer is going to be 4x squared plus 3x minus 4, plus, again, put this in parentheses, your remainder in parentheses, divided by your divisor. And go ahead and type that in. 4x squared plus 3x minus 4 plus parentheses 8x minus 1, close parentheses, forward slash button, that's your question marks button as well, x squared minus x minus 2. Press submit, press yes, and there we go. All right, have a great day, guys.